People across north central Montana woke up to snow on this May 12th. It started falling around 4 o'clock this morning, leaving a white coating on vehicles and rooftops. The snow didn't stick in Great Falls. It melted quickly and turned to rain showers across the region. However, that wasn't the last of it. Good evening, I'm Tim McGonigal. That rain once again turned to snow with big flakes falling early this afternoon. Then again, back to rain. Brandon Michaels joins us right away. Brandon, we've seen a little bit of everything today.
Yeah, we saw that rain turn to snow and back to rain and back to snow several times through the day. A very strange weather day, especially around Great Falls. I'm going to show you about a 12-hour radar loop to start things off. You can see mostly rain right now, but had a good amount of snow in the morning, and then that transitioned to some rain, and then back to some more snow, some heavy snow early in the afternoon, and then more rain again here later into the afternoon and into the evening. So a lot going on through the course of the day today. As of right now, across the state, mainly tracking some rain showers along the High Line, now pushing into northeastern Montana, and also some some rain showers that are down to our south. So just a little bit higher elevation snow right now. Most of us that are seeing any precipitation have seen it switch over to some rain. Actually, some gaps in the clouds in Helena right now, but definitely a little bit of wet pavement after those batches of showers move through. Apparently, we don't have any data in Helena. We've had some issues with their sensor at the airport here. We're going to take a look outside in Great Falls. Definitely on the gloomy side, chilly too. 39 degrees. I don't think we've hit 40 yet through the day in Great Falls. So it's been cold, it's been rainy, it's been snowy at times. We do have some nicer weather though coming eventually, and we'll talk about when that is later in the show.
All right, thanks Brandon. An overnight apartment fire in Great Falls temporarily displaces a few people. Great Falls Fire Rescue tells us the cause is undetermined at this time. Crews arrived on scene to find flames coming out of the 6-unit apartment building around 10:30 last night. Great Falls Fire Rescue tells us all of the units were not all of the units were occupied. Most of that damage was contained to just one apartment. No injuries were reported. The Red Cross is helping out a few people who were displaced. Well, MTN News reported in February on the unauthorized release of Public Service Commissioner Roger Koopman's emails and public posting on a conservative website. Now, as MTN's Mike Dennison reports, the disputes and investigations over that incident are still underway, and the PSC is suing some media outlets over their request to see related documents.
As we reported in February, someone at the PSC acquired Commissioner Koopman's office emails without his knowledge and gave them to Northwest Liberty News, a website in Kalispell. Since then, fellow Commissioner Randy Pinocchi of Sun River has admitted requiring Koopman's emails, but says he had nothing to do with their public release. Koopman doesn't buy it, and last week asked the PSC to begin censure proceedings against Pinocchi.
Having a fellow commissioner viewing my emails without my knowledge is no different than wiretapping my phone or bugging my office or putting a surveillance camera behind my statue of Patrick Henry. I feel very violated by that, very violated by the terrible things that have been said about me.
But the PSC's other members refused to consider Koopman's request. PSC Chairman Brad Johnson of East Helena told MTN News that it's not appropriate for the PSC to publicly discipline its elected members. The Koopman emails contained some personal information, but mostly had critical comments he'd made about fellow commissioners. Koopman says posting the emails was a form of retaliation, and that he's consulted with lawyers about possible legal action. But in the meantime, at least 4 news organizations, not including MTN, have asked for documents and emails related to the dispute. Now the PSC has filed suit, asking a state district judge in Helena to determine which documents can be released and which may not, because they may violate privacy protections for certain PSC employees. MTN News also has learned that the PSC is continuing to investigate whether and how PSC employees may have distributed Koopman's emails to the Kalispell website. Pinocchi didn't return a call seeking comment, but posted on Facebook that Koopman is being dishonest and should resign. Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
The 5-member commission regulates public utilities in Montana, such as electric and natural gas companies. Well, the multi-million-dollar legal dispute between Lewis and Clark County and the state's public employee retirement system is now moving forward in district court. The case stems from the county's separation from Pureview Health Center in March, when Pureview became independent. About 60 employees became ineligible for the state retirement system then. The Montana Public Employee Retirement Administration, or MPERA, said that created unfunded liability and that they expected the county to make a payment of up to $5 million to cover it. Last month, the Montana Supreme Court declined to immediately hear the case, saying it should go through a lower court. MPERA then filed in district court, seeking an order confirming it has the authority to demand payment from the county. On the same day, the Montana Association of Counties filed its own complaint, asking the court to find it doesn't have that authority.
If this action by MPERA were to stand, governments would grind to a standstill, and that is absolutely unacceptable.
The millions of dollars at stake in this action is not an insignificant amount to our members, retirees, or our public employers.
Now, this dispute has also grown to include Cascade County. MPERA says their separation from Alluvion Health also created an unfunded liability and is asking for payment up to $3 million. Well, after a year with Helena College Dean Lori Vosepka will be resigning from her position effective May 15th. Vosepka told staff and students earlier this week it was a difficult decision to make, but the COVID-19 landscape has created a need for her to return home to Michigan in order to support her family. The Office of the Commissioner of Higher Education with Vosepka says the best moving forward, wished her the best moving forward, and thanked her for putting Helena College on a positive path. One of her legacies is restructuring of the degree planning course called Guided Pathways.
It really makes sure that they are progressing as efficiently and effectively as possible to earn that degree without any extra time and extra expense, and to get them working as soon as possible.
The Associate Dean of Academic and Student Affairs, Sandy Baumann, will serve as the interim dean. The Office of the Commissioner of Higher Education says right now their focus is on the transition to the interim dean. They haven't made any decision on when the selection process for a new permanent dean will begin. Montana added 2 additional COVID-19 cases today. That brings the state total to 460. State officials reported new cases Tuesday in Cascade and Bighorn counties. The Cascade County case involves a man in his 30s. In Bighorn County, it's a woman in her 20s who tested positive. Of the 460 cases in the state, 19 are considered active. 425 cases, about 92% of the state total, are considered recovered. Well, we know air travel took a hit over the last couple of months. At Great Falls International Airport, traffic was down 95% in April. If you're going to be traveling, you need to check with your airlines because they are cutting back on flights. We spoke with John Faulkner, who is the director of the Great Falls International Airport. He says to book early and check your flights often.
So if you're considering a flight, make sure you're booking early so that you can get in there and navigate the flight schedules. This is a tremendously challenging time for the airlines, and I think small communities like us, it's going to be very interesting to see what comes out the other side of this. I think there'll be tremendous reductions in the amount of airline service that's available to small communities.
And it's also a good idea to check with your airline to see if they require masks during flights. Special Olympics Montana announced today on a Facebook Live that their 2020 state summer games will be entirely virtual in response to the coronavirus pandemic. The games will begin May 18th and run through July 17th. There will be 4 two-week sessions and a 1-week break for July 4th. Each session is called a quarter. There will be new events released for each quarter, with 3 levels of difficulty to account for varying ability levels. Instructions and video examples for the first quarter events are already posted on Special Olympics Montana's website, SOMT.org. Some of those events include the 10-yard dash and squats. Sports Vice President Jamie Wood says a positive to switching to virtual games this year is that more people will be able to participate.
We have a lot of teams that do attend our traditional state summer games, but for some it's just too far. It's too much to travel. It's too much stimulation for some of our athletes. This is an opportunity for them to maybe join in on a competition that normally they didn't. So we encourage everyone to get involved.
The opening ceremonies will take place Sunday, May 17th. Closing ceremonies will be on Wednesday, July 22nd. Both of those will be on Special Olympics Montana's Facebook and YouTube pages. Well, we'd like to remind you again about a new effort to help Montanans recovering from the financial impacts of COVID-19. The Rebound Montana Relief Fund is a partnership between MTN, AMB West Philanthropies, and the Montana Community Foundation. It's not the first time the 3 of us have teamed up to help Montanans in need. Our Montana Wildfire Relief Fund raised more than $600,000 to help rural volunteer fire departments, all thanks to contributions from viewers like you. This year, in the wake of the devastating impact COVID-19 has had on families and businesses, we're renewing the partnership and have created a statewide fund to provide safety net funding for rural and tribal communities adversely affected by the pandemic. If you can contribute, please go to KRTV or KXLH.com/relief, and there you will be able to access various funds that have been set up. MTN and AMB West Philanthropies will match the first $150,000 donated to the Montana COVID-19 Relief Fund. Anything you can afford to give is a way that we can all help our fellow Montanans rebound. Ahead, still unsure about opening, the latest on Glacier National Park's plan to welcome visitors back.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. The 5:30 news continues on Montana's News Leader.
Welcome back. News tonight out of Yellowstone National Park. A woman who entered the park illegally this morning was badly burned. Park officials say it happened after she fell into a thermal feature near Old Faithful. They say the woman was backing up to take a photo and fell into a thermal feature. A spokeswoman says it's unclear exactly which hot spring or other features she may have stumbled into. The woman then left Old Faithful and drove north towards Mammoth. Park rangers stopped her about a mile south of Mammoth Hot Spring. The woman was taken to the Eastern Idaho Regional Medical Center by helicopter. Yellowstone has been closed to visitors since March 30th. Glacier National Park remains without a timeline for reopening. A representative from the park told MTN that they have not been given any tentative dates for letting people back into the park. A spokesperson for the National Park Service said that they will post updates about the facilities and operations on their website and social media. People should be prepared to only be able to go into designated areas and only have access to marked trails. And there's also a possibility that restrooms and other facilities will have limited access or no access at all when the park first reopens. The NPS also released a statement that said, quote, "The Department of the Interior and the National Park Service are working on a comprehensive plan to reopen closed facilities, units, and lands when appropriate and in accordance with federal, state, and local public health guidance," end quote. They will also ask people to maintain a safe social distance of 6 feet from each other when the park does reopen in accordance with CDC guidelines.
We've got plenty more chances for rain in the forecast, but also a couple of nicer, sunnier days. We'll tell you when to expect those after the break.
Well, good news for morel mushroom hunters or those looking for a new outdoor hobby. The Helena, Lewis and Clark National Forest will not be requiring permits to hunt in the woods or along riverbanks for the flavorful fungi, but there are some rules to follow for those going after them. Mushrooms need to be cut at ground level to reduce impacts to the fungus. The mushrooms must be cut in half lengthwise at the time of collection, and hunters can't rake or dig for the mushrooms. If you'd like to learn more, be sure to visit our website.
Now, here's your STORMTracker weather forecast with meteorologist Brandon Michaels.
Well, it's been another rainy and at times snowy day across the state today. We picked up actually a ½ inch of precipitation, or almost that, in Great Falls between the snow and the rain. I'm guessing that this number in Helena is not quite accurate. We did definitely see some rain showers to move through earlier in the day, and just the sensor at the airport unfortunately not working at this time, but some widespread precipitation across the state, and we're still seeing that tonight, the heaviest of which is going to be off to the northeast. Phillips County and Valley County have got a little bit heavier rain, and also a little bit heavier rain showing up just to the northeast of Billings right now. In general, we're going to continue to see the occasional shower through the night tonight and even into the day tomorrow. We showed you this yesterday, kind of a similar setup. We still got this big upper level trough and that big area of low pressure off to our west. So kind of an unsettled weather pattern for us on Wednesday. More showers in the forecast, but that's all going to break down as we head into the day on Thursday. So sunnier skies, warmer temperatures in general, quite a bit nicer as we head toward the end of the week here. So let's take a look at future track. That heavier precip going to continue to move away from us through the night tonight, but still a scattered shower here and there with mostly cloudy skies expected through the evening into tomorrow morning. Probably a little bit of mountain snow, seeing that definitely along parts of the divide, the little belts, the big belts showing up with some of that. And then we'll see the development of a couple more showers into the day tomorrow. Just light scattered shower activity popping up through the day. Potential for some thunderstorms, or excuse me, some heavier showers off to the north, and then we'll kind of clear out nicely as we head into Thursday. So lots of sunshine for our Thursday, maybe 1 or 2 showers later in the day, but definitely more sunshine than anything else. And we're going to see a big improvement in our temperatures along with that sunshine. In fact, tomorrow is already going to start to see some of that improvement. Definitely chilly right now. 43 in Jordan and Glasgow, 49 in Lewistown. Again, the sensor at the airport in Helena is down right now. It's only 39 in Great Falls and also in Havre, so some spots haven't even hit 40 through the day today. Overnight lows tonight going to be on the chilly side. We're going to lose a couple degrees from here, but with the cloud cover, it's not going to fall too much through the evening. 37 in Lewistown, 40 in Helena, and 34 in Great Falls. Through the day tomorrow, definitely some improvement. At least most of us are going to be making it into the 50s. Some of the warmer spots tomorrow are actually going to be warming up into the 60s. I think we could hit 60 in Helena, about 62 in Jordan, 59 for Glasgow, and 56 in Great Falls. And then Thursday, we see the more significant warm-up. Pretty much everyone at least in the low to mid 60s. Some of the warmer spots like Jordan as high as about 70 degrees for us on Thursday. So Thursday is looking sunnier, it's looking warmer, and it's actually going to be less windy than Wednesday as well. Wednesday a little bit on the breezy side here. Some wind gusts at times as high as about 30 miles per hour. We are not going to be seeing that into the day on Thursday. 5 to 10 mile per hour winds for most of us. A little bit of a breeze, a more noticeable breeze to the east, but still not too bad. In general, a beautiful day for our Thursday, but we do have plenty more chances for showers in the forecast, so we'll break those down right now. Again, some scattered showers through the day tomorrow. More clouds than anything else, but I think a couple breaks in the clouds. Lots of sunshine. Beautiful day Thursday, 65 and sunny. That's not too bad for this time of year. Additional showers developing Friday. It does look like we get another dry and relatively sunny day into the day on Saturday. And then despite a little bit of a warming trend, we're going to see chances for scattered showers and storms for Sunday, Monday, and even into the day on Tuesday. And we'll refine that forecast a little bit as we get closer to next week. Again, pretty much the same story for Helena. I don't think Helena is going to be quite as sunny on Thursday, so I'm going partly cloudy skies again with some showers later in the day. Should still get good amount of sunshine into the day on Saturday, but additional rain chances through the forecast. Tim?
Thanks, Brandon. Coming up with social distancing guidelines in place, now's a great time to hit the open road. We'll find out if RV sales are full speed ahead after the break.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. The 5:30 news continues on Montana's News Leader.
3 puppies touched down in Great Falls this afternoon, greeted by their new trainers. The dogs came from Santa Rosa, California, and will spend the next year and a half being raised by volunteers with canine companions. The organization is dedicated to helping people with disabilities by providing highly trained assistance dogs at no charge to the recipient. Kim Monroe is the chapter president of the Northwest region. She says it's hard to eventually give the dogs up, but worth it, knowing that they'll be going to help others.
When we give them up, it's really hard. It's like sending your child off to college. It's the best way that I can tell somebody. We love them. We prepare them for that adventure, that next step in their journey that they are going to take. And they are all happy dogs. When they walk away, I always think, are they going to look back at me? And they never do. You hand them to the trainer and they just walk with their heads high, their tails wagging, and they become somebody else's miracle.
Monroe says the organization is always looking for volunteer puppy raisers. We have more information on our website. Well, if you're looking for a good way to social distance and travel at the same time, maybe a new RV is in your future. According to Pierce RV Supercenter, their sales have been on the upswing. They tell us the rise started 2 weeks after the pandemic started. The owner tells us that ever since local campgrounds were opened, it's been hectic, but if you live in Montana, you may have the upper hand.
I know the states open their campgrounds, but the national parks and campgrounds have not opened yet. So with that being said, I think Montanans are going to have a better chance to camp because there's going to be openings.
And Painter does say getting parts has been a bit challenging since one of their manufacturers has been closed. We'll have one final check of weather after this.
Welcome back. Looking at the potential for a little bit more rain tomorrow. Just kind of scattered showers through the day. A little bit better chance as we head into the afternoon hours. Could see a couple of thunderstorms, well, mainly from about Great Falls and off to the south.
Well, finally, Zoom meetings are going to the dogs, and the results are adorable and heartwarming. Pet food company Pedigree has launched a new program to host socially distant pet adoptions. Families can meet several potential dogs over the Zoom video call, and if they decide to adopt, Pedigree will cover all the fees. Right now, they're partnering with a shelter in Nashville, but they plan to expand to other shelters soon. I know a lot of people maybe struggle with the Zoom meetings. That's one that you'd have no problem enjoying.
I'll definitely join that meeting, no problem.
All right. That's all the time we have. We hope to see you back here tonight at 10.